What's going on, guys? Welcome to another live stream session with your boy Phrankleen. You can hear me, you can see me. Hit the like button. If you're watching this as a playback, thank you for stopping by. This segment is what we call Say It Like It Is, okay? Where we deal with pretty eclectic topics and we just, you know, we deal with eclectic topics and hopefully we can learn from it. So, sorry, I'm trying to just go online on my phone as well. Right. Somebody say, are we live? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Sorry to keep you waiting. What's going on, beautiful people? Just give me one quick second. Just give me one quick second. Yeah. Yes, we are. So today's topic is how a gentleman and his family relocated to, Nigeria successfully. So he saw one of my recent live streams and he sent me this story. He said, Phrankleen, this is my story. Please make me anonymous. Hopefully people might be able to, learn from it. And I said, why not? So just give me 1 second. I'm having a quick look at something. My connection. I'm just having a quick look at my connection. All right, cool. That's fine. So yes, sorry about that. I'm kind of all over the place. So because I always train with the DSLR cameras connected to the laptop, so it gets a little shaky sometimes. So yes, this brother, Cezos, how you doing? So this brother, right, sent me his story. Z, come on, man, let's stay focused. And said, I would like you to share. Now, I expect some of you viewers to, have your own views. Some of you might want to disagree, but bear in mind, please, this is we already seen someone saying 20K is chump change. It's nothing to write home about. Sorry, I'm gonna have to block you, Luke. Okay, we don't tolerate those type of language in there. So if 20K is chump change for you, please go and watch videos about millionaires in Dubai and go to channels where they have their bath inside Ferrari in the morning. Over here, we are real people, all right? We talk about we are real people. We share people's story so that we can hopefully, learn one or two things from it. Does that make sense? So, and also, may I just say respectfully, if you come here with the intention of being a troll, the sledgehammer would drop straight on your head because zero tolerance for foolishness. All right. So don't even think about it. I'll keep saying it. If you hide behind a Gmail account and you think you can infiltrate this timeline with nonsensical posts, you will only last few seconds. The moment you get identified, you get straight block. Okay? We welcome people with sensible comments. It doesn't matter if you disagree with Phrankleen or not, but if you want to be disruptive, the sledgehammer comes down on you. It's called the block button, and then you can go straight to the endless pit. You're gone, disappeared. There's no time for that, man. Okay, there is more to life. We're about progress, we're about black excellence, we're about forwardness. Okay, if 20,000 pounds is nothing to you, go and watch millionaires in Dubai. Go and watch contents that would align with you. Don't come to me with your foolishness. I am not your problem. But for the sensible people, let's crack on. Now, Of course, the person in question may not have $1,000 in savings. You're correct. You are absolutely correct. They like to run their mouth like a bathroom tap. This is somebody's story. This is not mine. All right. So, but it's an interesting one. And I have this one. This one I have I've put down. I've got my notes here. Can you see my notes? All right. So it's not a joke. I actually sat down with the gentleman's email. I took notes, of very important figures that I'll be talking about from his email. All right. So anyway, now as we are saying, somebody said, Phrankleen, you don't play. No, I don't play. I got zero tolerance for foolishness. I have love and respect for everybody. But those trolls, those people with big mouths and they like to come and type nonsense, straight block. No time, man. No time. So this person said he successfully relocated to Nigeria with his wife and 2 children. Now, I must say that the gentleman made it clear in the video that they intentionally stayed away from Lagos, even though he grew up in Lagos, he's got family in Lagos. The wife has families from a city that's outside of Lagos, but he intentionally stayed away from Lagos. So these figures have nothing to do with Lagos State. And also, if it helps anyone out there is more to Nigeria than Lagos State. Of course, Lagos is vibrant. It's a lovely city. It's a good business hub, no doubt. But there is more to life. There is more to that environment. There's more to that country than being fixated in Lagos. Do you get what I'm saying? But if Lagos is all that you know, then fair enough. So, and I must also warn you that based on the calculations, I've used the current exchange rate, conversions and all that. It's been a while since he moved, so figures might have been different, of course. So the gentleman talked about that when he was going to leave, he had about 21 grand on him. The wife had a few couple of grands in savings as well, and they had 2 young children. So he highlighted that the decision for them to relocate emanated from the wife's horrible experience with a previous employer, and also a slight brush with the local authority in one of their, I think their child's school at the time, left a bad taste in their mouth. And also, prior to that, he had already started a little mid-scale livestock farming in the part of Nigeria that was kind of doing well. All right, he had done that. So they sat down, they decided that they wanted to relocate. So here are the figures. The man said, if I convert the £21,000 to today's money based on the current exchange rate of about 700 plus, that's about 15 million naira, right? So on accommodation outside Lagos, I'm not going to talk about which city or whatnot. He said for a year's accommodation, let's be clear, they didn't have any house built. He said at the time, they didn't have any home built. So they were fixated on renting straight off the jump. Right? You and they said the exchange rate today is 718 or more. Now, they rented accommodation for 500,000 naira for 1 year. So I just did rough calculation. So you can also take your pen and paper and note this. 500,000 naira for 1 year, that's about roughly about 700 pounds in Great Britain pound sterling. So I don't know what that is in your dollars. I think dollars is about 4.99 as well. So you can do your conversions, right? He said one of the first things that he procured, he paid for, was a solar generator. He spent roughly £1 million naira. So if I convert that to based on the exchange rate at the time of streaming this video, that's about £1,400. And he said the solar generator had a capacity of, I think, between, if you get a solar generator that has a capacity between 1,500 to 2,500 watts, you will be able to basically cater for your refrigerator, is basically what he said. I've never owned a solar generator. I don't know how they work. I know how they work, but I've never owned one. So he said he bought that. It was very important because, and also he was saying, compared with, say, you had a 2-3 bedroom house, on a normal petrol or diesel generator, monthly cost can go from, like, cost of buying petrol or diesel and stuff like that, depending on how busy the household is, the number of appliances, and how long you leave the generator on for, of course. It could go from like 50K, 50,000 naira, or a lot more, depending on the amount of hours, the generator runs for. Okay. So he opted for the solar generator, like he said, and he explained that the solar generator is quite good, is reliable, it's quite effective. So I'm sure some of you that might have come across or quite conversant with how they work, you probably would know better. And if you're watching this, maybe you've never heard of solar generator, type in solar generator into Google. You can see such results to familiarize yourself with it. So he said he splashed out on a pre-owned 4x4 car at the time, a Toyota. He didn't tell me which model, but a Toyota 4x4 that would, work effectively, AC working, everything working fine, 2.5 million. Now, in today's money, according to the exchange rate, that would convert to £3,500. So he said he wasn't bothered about, oh, this year. And that's, I'm going to go back. Let me just go through the list. I'm going to talk about a few bullet points when I'm done. So, and also, he set aside about 5 million naira of his money to expand his mid-scale livestock farming. So from the money he set aside, about 5 million naira, which he pumped into his livestock farming. Now, part of the livestock farming that he was already running prior to the relocation, like I said earlier, he gave a suggestion that it would be worth for people to consider farming tomatoes, ewedu. Ewedu is jute leaves, right? For those that don't understand what ewedu is in Yoruba. Osamuyi Omori. Oh wow, thank you for the super chat, man. Man, that's big, man. That's $100. Wow. I think that's the first time I'll get $100 on this show, man. Wow, from one person. Thank you. That's big. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So, he said you may consider farming tomatoes, ewedu, jute leaves, cucumber, okra, maize, yam, etc. for quick returns, particularly for quick returns. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Osa. You and they said, do you need a girlfriend or something? Joker. Benny, you and they, do you need? You're a joker, Right. So, it might help someone. So basically the reason why this gentleman suggested this was he said this was the type of farming that he laser targeted his resources on, and he got quick conversions on them. And he also said, which is a good advice, he said, please make sure you don't go into farming blindly. Don't let people lie to you. Of course, there are some parts of farming where you get your quick returns. What do they mean by quick returns? Within few months, within maybe some of these products, within 3-4 months, 5 months, you get good quick conversions like that. But he did say that please consult genuine professionals in the agricultural field, because the professionals helped him. They will let you understand in terms of your soil, the crops, how to approach it. So if how to it's not enough to say, oh, I want to plant cucumber, right? cucumber, you would understand that there's a lot of science behind it. There's a lot of, complexity behind it. There's a lot of things you need to know about it. So if you just, because he said, she said, they said, if you blindly approach it, you may end up losing all of your investment. Doesn't mean planting cucumber is a bad idea, but with knowledge comes power. With knowledge comes your success. I hope that makes sense. So, and he did say that he had sessions with a couple of agricultural professionals when he was going to start. He spent about 150 to 200,000 naira or so on consultation, and he got wealth of information out of them. So that's what considering, if that's your cup of tea. Now, I love this. He said, it's also important for me to add that before they left the UK, his wife, he said, my wife worked as a freelancer on Fiverr and a couple of other freelance platforms. She does graphics and all that, stuff. And he said his wife would normally bring home averagely between £1,800 and £2,300 monthly. Now, if I go by the conversion of based on today's conversion, and I use the £1,800, that brings about 1,269,000, naira monthly, averagely. So he highlighted, which I love, the gentleman's honesty. He didn't try to take all the credit for himself. And so he said the wife makes, money from Fiverr, and he mentioned, I've forgotten now, and two other platforms. So he said, my wife helps cater for, like feeding, food shopping, like petrol in the car sometimes, and a few other miscellaneous stuff, okay? From her money. And she also has the opportunity to save a chunk of that money because they don't live, beyond their means. So he said monthly, their monthly overhead as a family of four, himself, the wife, and two children, they would spend roughly about 350k naira. Convert that to pounds, as at today's rate, is about 496 pounds that they leave off. And let me tell you, if you know what you're doing, if you buy certain dry foods in bulk, you keep them in your pantry, and you only have to buy the little perishable foods like plantain, tubers of yam, crates of egg, and you don't live beyond your means, 350,000 naira a month, that's a whole lot of money. It's up to you, man. Lifestyles are different, and I know, okay? I'm talking about people that choose to be modest. So you might say you want to spend £1 million naira or £2 million naira monthly. That's up to you. I'm just saying, I'm being conservative and at the same time being reasonable, the way I see it. So he said, he said, no clubbing, no clubbing. I gave zero time to perambulating family members. So what that means is he didn't allow for family members to, gain access and be coming in and out as they may wish, or try to just come and sit down and, take advantage or start asking for money, begging for alms and things like that, monitoring their affairs and things like that. You understand me? So he said for about 3.5 years, roughly 3.5 years, no clubbing. Like I always say, man, things that would really drain your finances. It's okay to socialize, but things have to be done in moderation. Now, unfortunately, all of these that I'm saying will be totally irrelevant to people that have allowed elaborate champagne type of lifestyle. If you are the type who wants to go clubbing 2 days, 3 days, we socialize, buying Hennessy for the guys serving you at the table, clearing, blocking all the tables and, buying bottles of Jack Daniels and splashing out. It's just simple mathematics. You end up spending a lot more money and deplete your funds a lot quicker. Simple as that. But of course, perhaps if you're a high earner, you can afford it, That's up to you again. My family spend 350,000 naira every 3 months on food and living, and they live well. There you go, the truth sayer. There you go. There you go. Every 3 months, no clubbing, no perambulating. Basically what he emphasized on, whilst he said it actually took a while. He said it was a reliable childhood friend, a female childhood friend that actually helped them, that the wife was also known for years, that helped them in terms of finding the accommodation. So he said he didn't give chance to family to come in to penetrate or know their business. And he said, we have almost completed our 5-bedroom bungalow. At the time of sending me this email, he said, we're just painting and doing the final touches. We're about to move into our 5-bedroom bungalow. And he said, my business has since grown bigger. I live comfortably. I've traveled back to the UK since then. He said he has personally traveled back to the UK twice. And then, so by my calculation, rough calculation, all that was spent from that money that he had personally, £12,692 from the £21,000 that he had personally. And then he was left with about £8,300 at the time of his relocation. And the gentleman has pretty much made it work for him. I hope that makes sense. So that's his story, long and short. Let me see what people say. What do you think? I like the story, straight to the point, no waffling, no sugarcoating, and just, bang on point. So it backs my point. This is all I'm trying to say. That I like stories like this. Makes me have zeal to want to do things back home. It's not all doom and gloom. And all I'm trying to say is, look, man, of course, it takes a lot of planning. It takes determination. And I love my favorite part of this story is the fact that, of course, he's a married man and he's on the same page with his wife. They joined forces. They joined forces to get stuff done. It's amazing. Now, let's be honest. It's always good to get inspiring stories like this. Let's be honest. Let me tell you the truth. There is a possibility here in the UK, the wife, I don't know exactly what she does on the freelance platforms, but as a freelancer, he said she earns averagely £1,800, £2,300. You and I know that money here in the UK, a bulk of the wife's earning alone will disappear based on, the bills and all of the stuff that will suck that money. But down in the motherland, where it's a totally different ball game, that money will go long. Average of 1,800 to 2,300. I don't know. As I'm sat here, that woman might have increased her earnings, more than likely earning a lot more on those platforms. So she might be earning 4K or 5K as I speak now. I don't know. But the beauty of also being able to earn digitally is you can take your earnings with you to any part of the world. That's the advantage. You see, her being a freelancer means all she needs is internet access, her laptop, and she can sit in any location in the world and get the job done. So somebody say, if you're single, $1,000 will do you very good. There is a lot of, you see, I really love this story. One, because there is no waffle, there is no sugarcoating. It was straight to the point. That's why I took a notepad. You never see me with stuff like this. I took a notepad and I had to sit down and flesh out, the data that the gentleman shared with me. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant. The message here is, if it's on the table for you. Somebody said electricity. Um, Electricity. I talked about that, Aaron. You said electricity. I don't know if you started with me. The guy said they bought solar generator, and all he said about the solar generators has been absolutely reliable for them. And he said, and he talked about the performance of their solar generator, maybe the particular one they bought. He did say that the solar generator can possibly last for more than 10 hours. He said, Franklin, if I have the freezer on, he said the solar generator, at the time when he bought it, he said, if I have the ACs on in the room, and he said we're able to also save usage when the type of AC that has got, if it's on eco mode or something like that, the ACs are on, a lot, the appliances, the light bulbs and things like that. So for the particular solar generator, you can have it on for a maximum of 10 to 12 hours, I think, from the email. And he said where they lived, he said they would normally have electricity for like um 13, 12, 13 to 14 hours a day, which is not bad. I think it's mostly at nighttime when they need to sleep and have a sound sleep and enjoy themselves. So if you've got that, why not? And there are also options like some people use inverters and things like that. So it also depends on your location. This is what I know, where you live and what electricity is like and things like that. So at least 1 second, people have been getting remote jobs and moving, even minimum wage data entry jobs, and move back home is good because of interest rate. You are absolutely right. The beauty of that's what. Thank you for saying that, Flourish. The beauty of earning remotely, digitally, well, is the fact that you can take that laptop, you can log in anywhere in the world, and you can also earn in forex. This is what I'm telling you, man. So the brother had that X amount saved, £21,000 plus. He has a wife who is earning digitally, remotely, working remotely and earning, and like I said, I suspect that she will be earning a lot more now because I suspect that her portfolio would have gotten bigger. So that's one of the advantages. People always have an excuse to why things will not work. Of course, I like you, Daniels. So let me look at some of your comments. If you plan on moving, though, you need to bring down your expectation. You can't go home and try to live like you do abroad, assuming you have a quality lifestyle. Otherwise, you won't make it. Let me tell you, man, solar energy is the way to go for the country that has constant sunshine. Works out cheaper too. Mirella Josiah, thank you. Do you know what? Yeah, for most people, if I may say, and I don't mean this in a rude way, most people that bang on about, oh yeah, for the standard of life, for the standard of life. Now, I am not suggesting that that people are suffering or something, but this so-called argument about standard of life, most diasporans within the immigrant community, most people live basic lives. There's no wow factor about your everyday life. Honestly, there's nothing elaborate. You wake up in the morning, you piss in your toilet. What? You get your cornflakes out in the kitchen, you put it in a bowl, you slap the milk in and sugar, you down it, you get your clothing on the ironing board. If you need to hoover your house, you turn on the hoover, you get your remote control, you switch on your TV, you watch Netflix, you cast interesting programs from your mobile phone to your TV, you take a dump in the toilet, you clean your bum, you come out, you jump in shower, you have a washing machine. Let me see, you cook, You put your food in the fridge, freezer. What else? You plug your phone. The only difference is you don't have a jerry can, you don't have a keg whereby you're looking for petrol and running down the street. So I get it. We are used to the availability of the basic amenities. And I'm not saying that's bad, but these, when it comes to talking about the motherland, these overly blown out of proportion, oh, the level of life, the level of life. Most of the schools, somebody said, calm your nerves down with a chilled beer. Sean, exactly. You drink Hennessy. Most of the schools that our children go to in the West, they're state funded. In London and most places in the UK, yes, you get clean water. They give you hard water. Hard water. Check your kettles in the kitchen. It's got lime scale in it. Excessive amount. Hard water. For the most part. For those of you living in the UK, you know what I'm saying. So it's all well and good. Lekki has water issues and all that. We know all that stuff. I mean, I don't really rock with Lekki. I don't live there. I have no ties with it. But I'm just saying, most of the water that you drink here in the UK, most people, this is what I'm trying to say. And this is not a diss. Most diasporans, you drink your tap water. It's hard water. Look inside your kettles as I speak to you. Go into your kitchen and look inside. There's lime scale at the bottom. It's severely chemicalized. So what are we banging on about? Okay, like I said, you're not running down the road to the petrol station to get your jerry can to get petrol in it. I get that. I agree. Or you're not looking for diesel. You're not trying to start a generator right behind your bedroom window. I get that. I get that. I agree. You win. Our water is better up north, small, Sha, Nibo. They give you hard water, man. If you want to see how terrible the water is, yeah, look inside your kettle. If you buy a brand new electric kettle, yeah, check it in 48 hours. In 48 hours of bringing it out of the box, go and look inside that same kettle. Look at the bottom of that kettle. That's how terrible the water is. And let's talk about safety. Look, man, talk to people. Talk to people who live in the States, my brothers and sisters. Let's not sugarcoat. And I'm not here. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not telling you Nigeria doesn't have its challenges. Oh, I'll be the first in line to take a pen and paper. That's not what I'm saying. People get killed every day in the West. People get killed every day. People get maimed. People die every day. In the heart of London, if you piss off a mandem, you can get killed in one of the worst places, one of the least places that you would expect not to get killed. You can get killed in the queue in the post office just because you stepped on somebody's trainers. What I'm getting at is there's no 100% safety. Ali said, if this abroad is so terrible, why have we not all moved back? Alice, I think you've missed the point. If you want to be a gatekeeper for the West, by all means, you've missed the point. You've hijacked the wonderful show, and that's the problem. If I may ask you, behind that question, why do you feel antagonistic? That the fact that they're even talking about, do you not understand that there are plenty of people, they might not even comment on my show, that are contemplating on moving back? Some, they genuinely want to move, they're just afraid because they have limited information. They, because they've acclimatized with this environment, it's been a while. They desperately want to move. They're just concerned about where do I start from? How do I execute my plan? If they get a clear plan, they would jump tomorrow. Some, they desperately want to move. They are caught up in debt based on their own lifestyle. And let's be fair, some of their own monetary choices here in the West has got them entrapped. But stop saying if this and this. Speak for yourself at all times. I'd love to move to Ghana. Just need to figure out how to generate steady income. Kaden Pat, thank you for the super chat. Annie Fowler said, Franklin, stop trying to convince some of these folks. Some of them are no good to the black race, and they surely will be beyond useless in the motherland. I'm not even trying to. Thank you for that, but can I be honest? If anybody sits here watching this and you are under the impression that I'm actually desperately trying to convince you, you failed. I am disseminating. I am an emancipator. It's my calling. I am disseminating the information. Those that will catch it will catch it. Those that it has nothing to do with them will move along. That's life in the simplest form of it. Nobody's jugular is being held. Nobody, I do not hold such powers. I'm not going to, hound anybody. It won't need to me. I'm not a relocation expert or officer or something. We're having this conversation. Some people need somebody to trigger their mindset, shine the light on their pathway, guide them. If I have something to help my brothers and sisters, I'm the guy that will step forward and say, hey, yo, I can help you in this regard. At the end of the day, the ball is in your court. You call the shots regarding your life, your own choices. It's those black folks that try to be antagonistic and jump forward. 21,000 is not okay for me. I need 200 million, whatever, man. People, let me read. Planning as a family, husband and wife, is important. Think that's why this couple, you see, it's also important to have transferable skills. Working Tesco checkout will only get your ShopRite checkout. Driving Uber will get same in Nigeria. I love that. I love that. Dan G. Some people, thank you for saying that. If you have zero skills, no disrespect, joke well. If you're making money from your care job and that's all you know how to do, then yeah, you probably would struggle, except if you have genuine solid plans for a particular business, or you've invested in something, you've managed to jump into real estate or something. But if you haven't got those skills to transfer and stuff, and you're a care worker and you've done that for 15, 18 years in Britain, you will struggle. Trust me. Your care and SIA skills will just transfer itself to Nigeria or Ghana. So that's driving Uber in Nigeria, in a country with high crime. Yeah, Flo. People drive Uber. There are taxi drivers. There are taxi drivers. You see, let me say something. Where is that bit? For example, the guy said, I bought a car for 2.5 million. Let me just say that. Any call-ins tonight? Does somebody wants to call in? If you want to call in, straight to the point. Oh, I'm telling you, 2 minutes, bang, bang, bang. If you want to say something, let's talk constructively. No disrespect. I'll give you the link, but let's not, yeah, teacher Jabolodi. I know a woman in Manchester that left with 10 million. Buhari. I don't want to hear about Buhari or Nigerian leaders. No, let's talk constructively what individuals have done and how they've achieved success. All right, or what ideas you've got or suggestions. That's the link. Smack on it. So one of the things that caught my attention, I want to say quickly before anyone clicks on the link, is the guy said they bought a 4x4 for 2.5 million. You see, 2.5 million naira. Again, I've said this previously. If you want to keep your head down, yeah, if you're true to yourself, and that's just one of the things that diasporans wrestle with. If you are interested in, you want them to see you driving a 2018 Toyota Highlander. You want them to see you driving Mercedes-Benz GLS. You want to flex. Of course, 15 million is not money. Of course, 15 million is nothing. You understand me? Don't forget that even if you're earning 2005, whatever it is you're earning, I'm talking about average people, right? You know, if you're earning, you know, people that earn reasonably abroad, bills, those rent and mortgages have to come out every month in the West, right? So, like, just look at renting back home. The advantages are there in parts, whereby for the X amount of money, you said you rented a place outside of Lagos. Of course, 500,000 for a year. That's about £700. Your money will go long. Um, First level support. Turn on your mic, please.
Oh, there. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Hi.
Yeah, that's great. Very quickly, I think this is a great show. I would say, I
Thank
was going to be very brief on this. The most important thing, though, is I'll say, so long as you know how to manage your finances, that will be any amount of savings you come with. Because, like I said, some people come with big amounts of savings and it goes quickly. But her having a source of income on ground with either having that to supplement the source of income while they're in Nigeria as well, that's going to take them really far. And I hope to hear from this. I hope you do like another segment of theirs, maybe like in another year or two's time, so we can follow their story because I really enjoyed listening on
Oh
this.
yeah, if they share their story with me, of course. But I must say, yeah, I must say they've been on ground for like 3 years though. Thank you, bro. Trevor.
Yeah, hello, Franklin. What I'd just like to,
Trevor.
yeah, can you hear me? What I'd like to say is this,
Yeah,
is
yeah, go
that
on.
if you moving to
Loud and clear, please.
if you're trying to get to Nigeria, I'll say just what you need is just the basics, just have a farm, well, you grow your vegetables, have a fish pond, and then just look for some small scale business, maybe like a barber shop or a tailoring shop. And I think £21,000 will be more than enough for you if you and you can live fairly okay without having to stress yourself too much. Because I think Nigeria food has become very expensive, and I think a lot of people have to source their own food for themselves now instead of having to buy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank
that's
you,
what I
Trevor.
think.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Flying Amber.
Hey Frank, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Can you hear me? All right, cool. So I just want to say
Can
a
hear
few
you. Go
things. So
on.
quickly, I mean, if you want to go home, make sure you take. I would advise people to take advantage of the foreign, the foreign currency, because probably when you were back home, you don't have the kind of resources that you need to start a business. You understand what I mean? So being with the exchange rate the way it is right now, it's very easy to to turn $2,000, for instance, into something substantial back home. So one I know we talk about a lot about people going into farming and stuff like that. From an economic perspective, I don't advise people to go into business they don't know and how to do it effectively, because you're probably gonna lose money. So I advise people to go into business that they
Of
can
course,
turn.
of course. Any business. Of course, this is not about asking people to.
Go ahead. Oh, can you hear me?
We're having connection issues, man. Forgive me.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, Fly Amber. You can try to reconnect. All right. I think it's from me. My connection is a bit it's a bit tricky. It's from me.
Oh,
Hello? My connection is a bit.
Hey,
it's a bit
Franklin, big ups to you, man. Big ups to you for what you do.
Yeah, I can hear myself in your background. My connection is a bit.
Hey,
it's a bit
Franklin, big ups to you. Okay, I think I made the error. Can you hear me now?
Okay, go on.
I must say big
go
ups
on,
to you for what you do. I think through you, I got to know Baba Yoruba, Omo Yoruba didn't. So I've really learned a lot of things. So based on the topic, to piggyback on what a couple of people have said, one, you need to have a skill that you can apply to society in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You can't just go and think, even if you take 100,000 pounds, you need to make an impact in the society there. Secondly, very importantly, what people do not realize is that even African Americans, I remember listening to Dave Chappelle on Naomi's podcast. They're trying to move to Africa because they realized that based on what even the educational world, they found out that America or the Eastern world or Western world is not built for Africans. It is not. So unless if we make all the money here, find a way to apply and blend in back, you'll be amazed as how many people, because they've not been used to constant electricity, constant water in their house. So when they get here, they get used to it. And they don't want to, find a way to establish their roots back. Well, that it's not meant for everybody. Some people are meant to get lost in the diaspora. But for some of us, that still feels like home is home. Oh, we're going back. We are going back. That light rain day, all of us could buy a generator. It's not going to get worse forever. I firmly believe that. I think it will take a generation to fix Nigeria's problem, and it's going to be you and I. I mean, that's my own 2 cents. Big ups to you, and I appreciate your channel, man.
My connection is a bit tricky. I don't know why.
Hello? Hello?
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my my connection, man. It's just can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I know my connection is a bit glitchy. I think maybe it's my side. Sorry about that, Oak, because it's quite working on the. Can you hear me? Can you see me properly, or is it glitchy? Let me know. See, they can hear me. All right. Hello, Mr. Daniel.
Hello.
Hi. Can you guys hear me? Can you mute me in the background, please? I can hear myself.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So what do you want to say, please?
Hello? Okay,
hello,
yeah,
I can hear you.
I think what most people don't do is before moving back, they don't do enough of research and ask questions. They just move back and want to bring the knowledge that they have in the West and apply it immediately, which most times doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You need to understand the environment you're going into before you say you want to do this or do this business or whatever business you want to go into. You need to understand who you are going to serve before you even do that. So I've had people reach out to me that wants to go into agriculture and reach out to me that, okay, and I make them understand that, one, you have to know the purpose why you want to start this business before you even say, okay, spend a lot of money before you even start. You need to know why you want to start. Do you just want to start because they say, oh, there's money in agriculture? If you don't understand those things, you will just spend a lot of money, and at the end of the day, you just lose your money. So you have to have a purpose why you want to begin and work towards that before you even move on finally. So start the process before you eventually move on. Maybe a year before, start from the beginning, do it little by little. So by the time you are coming back, finally, you have everything set up. That's just it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Is it Dan? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just some connection problems here.
Yeah.
So look, I've been back for 10 years, a little over 10 years now, actually. I came back 2010. So a little context.
You're in Nigeria, yeah?
Yeah. And I'll say this. You have to look at what value you have already. I mean,
Nice.
what stresses me out, just as we have said, if you're not doing anything abroad and you're not making anything of yourself, don't think that magically, back home, 200 million of us are going to herald your coming as the second Jesus or whatever. What you need to do is build your capacity. It's not just, your money will not be enough. I think Oak mentioned that earlier on. You can't bring 100,000 and things, no matter what the exchange rate is. You have to start generating money. You have to start doing the same thing you are doing to build yourself. There's no amount of money. Bring £1 million, it will finish. Whether it's 5 years, 2 years, it will finish. So if you have no skill and you have no business that you can start small and grow, you will be done. And that will be the same even in the UK or in the US. You must have value and have value to contribute. Don't think that you just show up. If you
don't mind me asking, so when you were going to move, what sort of plans did you make? Just give us in top level.
Yeah, okay, just real quick. I purposely started looking for jobs. I was recruited back. That was my easy landing. I was recruited back to a job that I applied for. I did the interviews while I was abroad. I was in Canada at that time. I did the interviews, everything, got the job offer before I left. So I landed and, a few weeks to start, and I had income on my savings. So that was it. That was why I say it's not an amount of money that you have, it's a skill or value that you have that will keep you going. I've since left that job and moved on to other consulting jobs. I've lived in Freetown, Sierra Leone. I've been in Abidjan. I've even traveled around the West African coast doing some consulting gigs. Recently, I've started like poultry and a few other things. So I've caught up with some of your channels. And I've also even dabbled in the Forex. I've dabbled in Forex as well. My point is you have value, you're giving value, and that is what is important. Don't think you work your whatever you are doing, barely scraping by and think that Nigeria is going to save you. You better stay where you are and just and just continue the struggle you're struggling. Build capacity, build your value.
I love that. So if I love your straight talking, man. If I may ask you, right?
Yeah.
This is a money shot question. And I like the fact that you said you moved back more than a decade now, which is a long time. Do you love it in the motherland?
After 15 years abroad. So I spent 15 years. I didn't just go for like a master's program and all of a sudden I feel I'm diaspora. Some people will go and do certificate course and call themselves returnees. But it was after 15 years, right? So sorry, what was your question again, to be specific?
No, I said, do you love it in the motherland?
I'll tell you this.
That there are challenges.
Financially, I'm head and shoulders above, and I'm talking in USD. So I will come to that London and I'll demo for you, because
that guy.
no, because as you said, keep your head down, know what you're here for. Put your money in the right places. Nobody's interested in you. Yeah, people will talk to you to get your money and all that. But bottom line, at the end of the day, I would say that I'm financially better. I'm talking of cash. I'm not even talking about, valuation, my credit, my house valuation. I'm talking about cash. So if you're serious, you can save your money, but you must have value. I studied engineering. So I always say when people go and do this liberal arts, cushy, Africana studies or something like that, and you think you come back to Africa, we need people that solve problems. We don't need you to come with your arts and theater arts and you studied abroad to come back to Nigeria. So that's all I'll say. Just you have to be focused on what value you have.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Great show.
Nice one, man. So you heard it. I love that, man. From the man Dan himself. He's been home for 10 years. I hope you picked one or two things from there. Akpede Farms, man. Thanks for the super chat. So relocating to Nigeria should be a process, or any other part of Africa. That's what everyone else have been, I've been saying. You see, this person saying, Kola, you are among the few that's lucky to get employed. Don't use the word lucky. I disagree. The man said, work on your skills. If you have what it takes, you can. Why not? It's not luck. It's part of planning. You know who you are. His pathway is different from the next person, It's nothing like luck, man. Even if luck comes knocking and you don't have anything to entertain that luck with, what happens then? Fuzeda, thank you. You create your own luck by working on your mindset. I love that. Yeah, so Akpede Farms are relocating should be a process. I think we should visit home, and familiarize ourselves with surroundings before finally relocating. Of course, brother. Jude, bag balagba. Thank you, brother. So yeah, man, that's the dealio. There's a lot of one thing that I've seen personally is there's huge misconceptions. There's a lot of Chinese whispers. There's a lot of fear mongering. Again, I keep putting out the disclaimer. I'm not telling you that I'm not aware. But you see, that brother has traveled around the coastline of Africa, other African countries. You might be an individual considering, but like Akpede Farms said, nobody's asking you to wake up today and then just boom, do your homework, have a plan. If you're somebody that have something that you are able to earn digitally, remotely, and stuff, shouldn't be a problem. And like I said, what I love about today's story from that gentleman and his family is, look, man, also what I want to tie into that is this huge misconception of relocation has to be Lekki, has to be Ajah, has to be Lekki phase one, has to be the highbrow area in Abuja, when you realistically can't afford it. It's madness, in my own opinion. There are better cities. There are other cities outside of Lagos where it's very, very cost effective to live. These whole, if you don't exist in Lagos, you're not going to make it. It's a big lie. It's absolutely impossible for the whole Nigeria to be trapped inside the confines of Lagos. Lagos can't even accommodate everybody. I believe what you mean to say is, wait, let me see. Disagree with what he said as regards, let me read that comment. Disagree with what he said as regards the arts. If not for the bank, there'll be the Davidos and returning back to Nigerian music. Well, that's another side of it. I believe what you mean to say is, as long as you bring value, well, please don't look down on any sector. I love what Dan says, Dan, my brother, if you're hearing me, yeah, look in the description section of this video, particularly my food channel 1960 at gmail.com. If you don't mind, if you got time on your hands, brother, if you don't mind, I'm making you an open offer now. You can send me an email, tell me when you're available. We can go back and forth via email, and I would love to bring you back. Reason being, off the back of your own experience, I may be able to flesh out one or two interesting topics from you so that your journey of 10 years in the motherland, right? Right from where you left, some of the challenges, things to look out for. It would be nice to have a session with you under an hour max. And we don't have to get caught up in long-winded story. I love the way you spoke earlier. We can go straight to the point. And I'm sure people would learn tremendously from it. So push me an email to foodchannel1960@gmail.com. Thank you, House of Coffee. That's my email address. It'll be nice to have you on, brother. Okay, you tell me when you're available. I'm quite flexible, and I'd love to bring you on. You know, no waffling, no sugar coating. We hit the ground, we talk, and we can hopefully emancipate our people and give them these gems of information. And you can hopefully talk about a couple of sectors that you know about and what people need to look out for, and people can take their pen and paper and hopefully learn. So that's me done. It's your boy Phrankleen. If you want to send me your stories, if there's somebody here, is there anyone else watching quietly, and you have one or two helpful information about doing business back home, relocating, procuring lands, and how you've done one or two things, bang me an email, foodchannel1960@gmail.com. I would love to bring you on. You dig? I would love to hear from you. Or if you don't want to come on, even if you come on, you don't have to show your face. Or you can send me an email and I do the talking. All right? It's about going forwards and upwards only. It's your boy Phrankleen. Thank you to Dan G. Thank you to House of Coffee, everybody else. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate the generosity. The premise of this is hopefully at least one person would pick one or two things, from this. Okay. Thank you very much. May the universe illuminate our path. May the universe keep guiding us. May the universe keep shielding. May Olodumare keep shielding us from the fangs and claws of the evil ones. And prayer is, in this dispensation, in the course of your human existence, may you, watching and hearing my voice, discover your actual calling in this dispensation, so that your memories, your history may be venerated by the generations to come. One of the worst things that can happen to a human being is to pass through this planet without fulfilling your purpose. It's not enough to say, I work for a particular company, I have X amount of money in the bank. Are you fulfilling your purpose? Are you fulfilling your universal calling? That's quite crucial. I'll catch you in the very next one. Peace and love now.